person, 'tis I, DK, and I welcome you to my humble abode of audio not so goodness. Hi, how's it going? I think this is episode 13. That's quite a spooky number, apparently. People say that 13. Why is it unlucky? I'm sure somebody knows. I'm sure there's some research on this. There's some historical reason why 13 is supposedly very creepy. I don't get it. It's just a number. Isn't it so? People are so freaked out about a 13. Like some hotels and stuff or buildings don't have a 13th floor. Why? Why? Tell me why. Tell me why. Please explain it to me. I don't understand. It's just a number. Just like one time I went to, I think it was Wendy's, and my change, or my total was $6.66. And the lady's like, oh, I need to change that. Come on. Grow up. Grow up. Like that movie, number 23. It's just a number, Jim. Just stop thinking about it. Just stop thinking about it. That could all have been avoided if you just stop thinking about it. That movie could have been avoided. Not my favorite. Not a good one. I don't know what happened with that one. I like Jim Carrey in a serious role, in a dark role. A dark roll, like a bread roll, but fresh and warm with butter on it. That sounds good. Like what's that bread? What's that bread that's like really dark brown or like not black? It's almost black. What's that bread? That's good stuff. When it's fresh and real thick but fluffy, it's almost like cake. But then you put butter on it, and it's the best thing of all time. I don't know what that's called, but I like it. My mom made it before. I should find out what that's called. That's good stuff. Yeah, but numbers, I don't know. Superstitions in general. I guess I understand why they exist. I guess I understand, oh, well, last time this happened, that happened. Or if you do this, then whatever. Or under a ladder is bad luck. Well, it's just stupid. Don't go under a ladder. It's not safe. Of course it's bad luck. Doing something stupid is bad luck, you dummy. Don't be a dumbo. Or if you break a mirror, it's bad luck. They just want you to be careful with mirrors. That's all it is. Just be careful with mirrors. No one's really concerned about however many years bad luck. Just don't break that mirror. It's just a way to get kids to put it down. Put it down. That's all anything's about. Put it down, kid. Get out of here. Breaking a mirror, open an umbrella in the house. That's just what you say to a kid when you're annoyed and you don't want to mess with the umbrella being opened in the house, and then you have to try and put it back into the thing. That's all it is. I figured it out. It's just to get kids to shut up and stop it. Get out of the room. Go to bed. Go read a book. Go play outside. Shut up. Leave daddy alone. That's what it is, guys. I've discovered the secret. I can just end the episode here. I got to the bottom of it all by myself. It was a cough laugh. Guys, I don't do features on this show. Let me make that very clear. Abundantly. I do not do features, nor will I ever. However, here is the feature song of the day, which I'm still waiting on a certain someone, Rasmus, to record something for me to use as a jingle. It's not a feature! So stop it. I was listening to this song, and I was debating whether or not I was even going to do an episode right now. I'm just driving home. I don't always feel like it after work. Sometimes I'm frizzle fried. My brain's done. Been dealing with people all day, and I'm just done with it. But sometimes it's a nice release to just kind of talk about crap, get it out there. Things I've been thinking about, things I've been wondering. Things I've been thinking about include this song I was listening to, and I thought I could just listen to this record and be good and not do an episode. But then I was like, this song is too good. People need to know. Now listen, I know you guys don't love metal, but this is a little different, okay? This is a weird, I don't know what genre it is. Fella by the name of Devin Townsend. We've talked about it before. I've even recommended you a song of his before, but he is so out there, and he is so, I guess progressive is the word. His music is progressive. It's constantly changing. I don't know if that's right, but he's constantly called that. So I'm going to call it that. His music is so drastically different. The last thing I recommended to you from him was like a weird, almost bluegrass, country, folky sounding thing, right? This is a straight up rockin' metal anthem. And it is called Fallout from the album Sky Blue. Now, even if you don't love metal, I honestly think some of you will like this song. It's very catchy. Uh, it has female vocals because sometimes I've heard him say in interviews he doesn't like his own voice. I totally get that. He's sick of him. He's like doesn't want it to always be about him. And he's got there is a version, by the way, where he sings it and he says he prefers the female vocals, and that's what made it onto the album. But there is a version out there where it's only him, which if you like that, it's good too. They're both good. But this is called Fallout. It's so upbeat and positive and powerful. If you put some headphones on or just turn it up loud in your nice speakers, oh man, you're gonna have a good time. This is what you're looking for. I'm just gonna give you a little tasty. There you go, tasty wheat. Yes. Yes. It's very good. See, it's got that nice female vocal. She's a good singer. It's very upbeat. I don't really know what the song is about, but it seems to be pretty positive. And then you get these Devin vocals too. 2 for 1. Listen. You're on your own. What a guy. Isn't that great? It's great. Anyway, he's a very powerful singer, powerful voice. Good album all around. If you like that song, you'll probably like the rest of it too. My favorite track on the album is number 7. Is it 7? The song Sky Blue, the title track. Sky Blue. But listen to Fallout, because that's the one I really want to focus on today. It's Fallout. It's very good. Nothing to do with the game, although it's good. It's very good. I like the game Fallout. Fallout 3 is probably the best. I like 4. Although, I'm not a big Fallout fan. I know a lot of people are. They get into that RPG aspect of it. I just don't. I just like to walk around the wasteland and shoot things and do a mission here and there. I don't know if I've ever even completed a Fallout game, to be honest with you. I've also never completed Skyrim, made by the same company, blah, blah, blah. Something about the game being so huge, it's almost like, well, I know I'm never going to beat this, so I'm just going to have fun with it while I'm enjoying it, and then when it's done, I just don't turn it back on. Although I find myself constantly going back to Skyrim. Even if it's just to come back 2 months later, do one mission and be done, or not even do a mission, just walk around and get potion ingredients. I'll do it. I just like being in the world, and it's like the vibe of that game. There's the music is beautiful, and it feels very specific and well designed. It's very well crafted. It paints a perfect picture of this world they're trying to make, and it really makes it authentic. I love that. However, every time I play the thing, there's always a glitch. There's always, like, I played it a couple weeks ago, and every NPC that was anywhere near steps was just stuck on the steps, trying to walk up the steps, just frozen in place, just walking, looking ridiculous and broken. It's just fun, you know. That's just a fun, but it really breaks the illusion. It breaks the immersion. That's a problem, because those games are all about immersion. I will play a Skyrim type game, or I would also put No Man's Sky in this category. Now, I know a lot of people didn't like No Man's Sky. I think the problem with No Man's Sky is that we were lied to about it. If we hadn't been lied to, and they truthfully presented what the game really was, instead of just straight up lying they went on Colbert and were like, yes, you can do this multiplayer and you can do this, and you just couldn't do it. You still can't really do what they promised. However, that aside, I think that game was very fun, and it's very unique, and I like the pace of it. So for what the game is, I think it's great. I just don't like being lied to. Skyrim and No Man's Sky are good examples of a pace that I like, because it's no pressure, really. You can save the world whenever you feel like it. The Dragonborn can take his time. It's great. No Man's Sky, you could just play forever and I think you could get the same enjoyment from No Man's Sky if you finished it or not. Is that a good thing? I don't know. But I don't know if completing the story would matter. It's because it really is about the journey. Honestly, that game, there's not really a huge payoff at the end or anything. It's just like I just want to explore more planets. I just want to do that again. So for me, it's all about that. I can take my time. I can listen to whatever music I want. I can listen to a podcast if I want to, or an audiobook. Have you ever done that? Have you ever listened to a podcast or audiobook while you're playing a game? I've done it before. I love it. If you have the time. I used to play Minecraft constantly on the computer. I still have a server. I've talked about it. It's a beautiful place. There's some great things that people have built over a long period of time. It's beautiful. And I would listen to like the Lord of the Rings audiobooks. And for whatever, I guess because I listened to them so much while I played Minecraft, it sort of painted my, I don't know if that's the right word. It made Minecraft feel like Lord of the Rings, even though it's nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. But in my experience, I would like go into the woods in Minecraft, and it would just happen to be a part in Lord of the Rings when they were talking about, oh, here are some woods, and I'm like, oh, I'm in these woods. It wasn't on purpose. I wasn't like role playing. I wasn't like, I'm Aragorn, and I'm the Ranger of the North. Hello there. Are you a hobbit? Hello. It's not like that. Just the vibe of the story seeped out and just absorbed into my game, and you get this weird flavor at the end. They kind of go together. I know it sounds insane, but there are other things that I've done that with. Certain albums with certain video games, or even like I've done it with like comic books and CDs. It works both ways. It's something that I can't really, like, what do you call that? It's like an association. Association. I need a drink. Hold on. Jeez. It's like some kind of association. And the two things, they might not necessarily seem like they're going to go together, but they go perfectly together. I don't know what that is. Sometimes you just stumble upon those combinations. And it might not work for anybody else. It might be a thing where you tell your friend and they try it and they go, it just was distracting. I didn't like that at all. But yeah, do you have any of those? I like those. I think those are fun, really experiential kind of things that I enjoy those kinds of things. Like last episode, I talked about Paper Girls, the graphic novel I was reading, with certain music I was listening to, and I think it really enhanced the experience, like truthfully. I had some headphones on, I shut out the world, and I'm just reading this story, and the music was very appropriate for it. It just built the mood, it built the atmosphere. I'm big on atmosphere. That's a big part of it. I love creepy things that have just a good atmosphere, like BioShock is a great example of atmosphere. That game relies heavily on atmosphere, and it's extremely effective. Or like the original Silent Hill. They manufactured that atmosphere because of a technical limitation, and the draw distance sucked. So they're like, oh, the draw fog will become a feature of the game, But it became part of the atmosphere, and I love that. And music, the correct music, it's perfect. I've always wanted to score a movie. It's kind of the same thing I was just talking about, picking the right album for the right game or graphic novel or something. I've made playlists. I've made a ton of playlists, like for certain things. If you go onto my Spotify, you'll see tons of playlists for very specific things. Playlists for playing Call of Duty online. Playlists for working on art. Playlists for writing. I mean, all sorts of things. And I like that. I like building those. And I've always wanted to do like a film score. I'm not that good at music. You may have heard my music. I do the intro music for this. I have some decent things, but I don't know. I could always use more work, I guess. But I think I could do it. It's also one of those things where I think I could do it within reason, if it were the right project. I think ideally maybe some kind of a short film, probably something in the horror or thriller or creepiness. I think I could do it. I would love to do that. That's something I would really like to do. And another thing I would like to do is I found out that my sister, well, she's my half sister, but I consider her to be my sister. I don't know her that well. She's great. I mean, I know her. I don't know her that well, though. We haven't hung out that many times, but when we first met, it wasn't that long ago. She's in, I don't know, she's like maybe a senior in high school? I don't know even. But when we first met, we got along right away. And she does music. I think she sings and plays bass. I would love, we just talked about this. I would love to do a band with her. Wouldn't that be cool? We never knew each other as kids, but we're totally cool now, and we know each other, and we're brother and sister. And I think it would be like beautiful if we could get some kind of band going. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's stupid cover songs. Wouldn't it be cool? I would love that. That would be, what better way to bond? I just would love that. So hopefully I can make that happen. She mentioned it. I would like to do it. So we'll see if I have time. Time is the issue. Time is the enemy. Time is time. That's the thing I learned. Time is time. And nothing else. Yeah. What else? So we talked about all kinds of stuff. I still don't know about these superstitions. Back to superstitions. I just was reminded of, I used to work with a guy who was legitimately superstitious. He would have all these little things where he would say, oh, if you do that, this will happen. And I have to say, a lot of the time he was right. If the store was slow, he'd say, hey, put on a movie, because we had a TV in the store. It was like a locally owned place. And he's like, hey, put on a movie that we shouldn't watch in the store. Something rated R and gory and like a good movie. Put something on. And guaranteed people will show up. Because if you want to watch something awesome, they'll come and ruin it for you. And every time, it pretty much always worked. Or, yes, this album we shouldn't be listening to. Put it on. And then people will show up. Things like that. He had all these little ones that were, I mean, he wasn't wrong. They tended to work. I know it's just a chance, but it was very good. But in retail, you start to notice those kinds of things and just, yeah, I don't know. Retail does something to your brain. Have you ever worked retail? I have, forever. My first job ever was at Dairy Queen for like 2 weeks or something. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was the worst. Oh, it was the worst. I was in high school, and they were having me stay. I was in high school during the week, like school nights, having me stay till like 1 a.m. and like not doing food stuff. Like, hey, can you get up in the ceiling? There's like a pipe thing going on. Can you do some maintenance on the building while you're here? Bro, I'm in high school. I got homework still. It sucked. It was terrible. So I worked there for like 2 weeks, and I was like, hey, I can't do this. This is terrible. So that was great. Then I worked at a CD store for a long time. CDs and games. It was fantastic. Loved it. Favorite job ever, probably. Well, not probably, for sure. It was so much fun. Learned a lot. Met some cool guys I'm still friends with. Then I worked at Walmart. For 2 years, I think. It was terrible. I was in receiving, which is, I'm the guy that unloads the truck. It's not my kind of job. Even talking about it now, it's like, why did I do that? It's just, I took in a job I could get, and it had decent pay and solid hours, as many as I wanted, really. But that work was not for me. I did that for 2 years, while also working at GameStop, part-time, very part-time, 1 day a week, maybe. And then I also, in between there, worked at, where else did I work? Oh, I worked at a movie gallery. This is a fun story. I may have told the story before, but just for the noobs, I worked at movie gallery in a time when I was also in a band. And right when I got hired, I was going on tour. So I said to the manager, hey, look, I want this job really bad. I think I'm a really good fit here. But I'm going on tour. It wasn't a long one. It was like 2 weeks or something, if that. It was just a short little thing. Only a handful of dates. And I said, I will be back on this date. So if you want to put me on the schedule starting then, I'll give you a call when I'm back in town and we're good to go. And she said it was totally fine. She's like, cool. That's no problem. And so when I got back into town, I called and I said, hey, just so you know, I'm back. Let the manager know. Make a note. I'm back. And I'll check back on the schedule, whenever the schedule's made. So I called back a few days later. And they're like, okay, we'll let her know. You're not on the schedule. Okay. Call back the next week. Hey, when do I work? Oh, the manager says you need to come into the store. I'm like, okay, why? They're like, oh, well, she's mad at you because you didn't come in to tell her you were back. And I was like, well, I called and told so-and-so. And then I called again and told a different so-and-so to leave a note. And it sounds like she knows that I'm back. And they're like, she does, but she wanted you to come in person. Okay, well, she didn't tell me that. I called. I'm not making extra trips. I'm a busy guy, okay? For my movie gallery job. Come on. So finally I go in and work. I worked like 2 or 3 shifts there. She was not happy with me for whatever reason. And then one day I go in. They have me make a couple of phone calls to people who haven't brought their movies back, which sucked. And then she's like, go clean the porn room. Okay, I went in and cleaned what do you mean clean the porn room? I don't know, just clean it. Do the vacuum and just Windex stuff. It wasn't dirty. It was fine. It was maybe a little dusty. I took care of it. I cleaned the porn room. I come out. I'd been at work for like 45 minutes. She goes, okay, you can go. It was like, I was supposed to work, I think, 10 to 1 or 10 to 5 or 4, something like that. She's like, you could go. And I was like, well, I only just got here. Yeah, you can go. Okay. So to clean the porn room and go? That's what I'm doing today? Okay. So I went. And then right around the next day or the day after, I get a phone call in the morning, very early. And I just missed it. I went to answer it and went to voicemail. And I'm laying in bed and I just wait for the voicemail. And it's movie gallery. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I won't wait for the voicemail. I'll just call back. So I call back and it's the assistant manager. And he's like, I was like, hey man, what's going on? You need me to come in or something? Oh no, we left you a voicemail. Okay, well, I'm on the phone now. What is, do you need me to come in or something? No, just listen to your voicemail. Okay. And so I hang up and listen to the voicemail. And there's a store manager just going, yeah, it's not working out. You don't need to come back in. I think we're going to go a different direction with your position. It's not working out. Don't bother coming back. And I was furious. I didn't do anything about it. I should have. I should have called back or I should have gone in or something. But it is absolutely ridiculous to say that I don't fit in a movie store. I'm sorry, but it was a dream job of mine as a kid. I wanted to work at the movie theater or work at the movie store. As a kid, perfect job for me. I watch all the movies. I'm pretty good with people, I like to think. I can follow instructions. I can make phone calls. I can alphabetize. It's a simple, easy job. And if you need someone there who's good with talking to people, I'm your dude. Trust me, I can do it. But apparently, I don't fit in at a movie store. Ridiculous to me. So, then that place closed within several months. So, joke's on you, movie gallery lady. You were not nice to me, and I'm now calling you out on the internet, anonymously. You know who you are. I don't care if you're listening. You were terrible. Let's talk about it. Call me. Anyway, yeah, I think that's enough. I'm getting fired up thinking about how stupid she was. Yeah, I think that's enough. Clean the porn room and go home. That's my new motto for everything. I'm just gonna clean the porn room and get out of here. Anyway, thank you for listening. Tell me what you think of whatever I said. and I will link you that Devin song so you can click on it with your little mouse if you haven't already. And I will talk to you in the next one. May the force be with you. Happy number 13. See you in 14, baby. Bye.